Right. And we are live. Welcome, everybody. I'm the Caretographer. And today we're making maps again. We're back. Ha ha ha, you couldn't keep me out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no. We had to do a little, we had to bring the computer into the shop. We had to do some tweaking, some troubleshoot, and figure out my audios and my my studios and all my oh no's. But I'm actually fairly impressed because normally it's like a daunting task to troubleshoot computers, or at least in my history or past it has been. And this time it was actually a very successful venture. Big thanks to Mac, the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist, kind of helped me through the process as we kind of used our brains together to find an answer finally. But we found it and it didn't take us that long, and that's good news. So here we are. We're live. We're rocking. Just trying to check my levels. I think I'm good. I'm tapping the yellow. Green ain't tapping 50. That's where I like to keep it down there so people can hear me in my sultry voice and just be serenaded by the background music. So let's get some maps up. Today we're gonna start a new map. We're gonna continue our project. We're very close to finishing this project. It's a personal project for my Patreon. I want to create a roads package. That is just a large package of, say, 20, 30 some odd roads, all different biomes, that you could use in any adventure, anywhere, any game, any setting. Doesn't really matter. They're fairly agnostic. And they're kind of designed to be that way on purpose. Simple, but they are battle maps, 20 by 20 battle maps. So I kind of set them all up with some scenery that facilitates that. But they're all very simple and sleek. And the idea is right now I'm doing, like I said, about 20 some odd roads of just a straight road. And then I'm going to do maybe a curved road, maybe like a forked road, in a couple different shapes, just basic road shapes, and then I'll end it with a campsite that's just off to the forest or off the path a little bit, right? So that what the players essentially, or the DM essentially can do is say take 2, 3, 4 of these road maps, stitch them together, create themselves a traveling campaign, if you will, and then they have the ability to have a rest and continue on with their adventure. Pretty much like 50% of most campaigns end up being traveling, and a lot of times that can be glossed over. But maybe with these extra tools, DMs won't gloss over it as much because they have a little bit more to work with. And at the very least, like they could use just 1 or 2 of them to like do some traveling encounters, right? Maybe you don't want to, as a dungeon master, be too descriptive about how you go about doing travel, and it's not that important to you and your gameplay. But maybe you'd want an encounter halfway through on the travel anyways. Well, now you have a road and a biome that fits the bill, right? So what are you looking at here? We are looking at... Hey, what's up, Ricky? How you doing, my friend? Squum bum 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 bum. So yeah, what are we looking at here? I'm doing good, my friend. I'm doing good. I'm super stoked. I fixed the stream. It broke down. I had a faulty update, and it had broken down on me. And so we had to do some repairing. But Mac, the community manager at Dungeon Alchemist, helped me out, and we got it figures sorted out. I feel like there should be another one here. I feel like there should be something there. That'd be weird. I don't know. I gotta get my phone to stay open so I can use it as a stream manager. How are you doing, my friend? Bear with me. We're still getting everything just fully set up. I have a new phone, which is good news. But I got to reset up the what's it called? What's it called in here? The thingy there, the thingamabob. No, it should be in general. Bah, figure it out another time. Nice. I'm coming rapidly approaching the end of my coffee times. Yeah, I have a large TV that I can use as another monitor if I wanted. I'm trying to do my GPU a favor and not run two monitors. Um, what I need is another working computer of sorts, so that I can just like have like a laptop or something here. I have my laptop, but it's like super janky, and I don't want to use it for anything. Maybe I shouldn't play it for this. I'm super happy that the Magic update came out because it gave me these cool gargoyles where I didn't know what I wanted to have on the ends of these because it kind of felt empty, but now it does not feel empty at all. And these things are cool. They're like watchers at the gate. Because this is as it is the scene. This is the literal, and there's no figurative roofs over this. This is an open air library that has magical wards around it. And I'm also very happy and very pleased to see that the updated sofas all replaced with the old sofas. So nothing got bugged out. So I have a couple maps that have like a ton of these sofas, like the dorm rooms and stuff on this college map that I've been making. Um, so much, so many sofas. I was gonna be sad if I had to replace them all, but I don't. So I'm happy. I'm not sold on these roofs. What I'm gonna do here on these roofs is I'm gonna do these ones over here, and then I'm going to do a different design over here, I think, and see what I like better. What do you think about these roofs, Ricky? They're very Aztec, and then they get thrown off a bit with the gargoyle. I say Aztec just because they're stepped, you know. But I don't know. This is something that I think I personally have always struggled with is just perceived roof making. I need more inspiration. I gotta look at more community work. I would agree. It looks really good, right, and clean back here, right? Because it's even. But I had to get fancy, and I think that's the crux of this design is that the roofs have these weird dips and tucks because I did not make it like the same, which I didn't want to make it the same. I wanted it to have a different feel and look to it on either side. I wanted it to be a little lopsided. Like it's symmetrical, but it's not in the same breath. And I'd also thought, I mean, this isn't even the map I'm supposed to be. I'm just playing around on this. This roof could stay here. We gotta make sure those are covered. And how did those get so off? You know what? That's why it makes more sense. And you know, it doesn't even look that bad now that I'm doing it. It honestly it fits a lot better than the one did before. Than like shoving it and making sure it all fits in there. um, yeah, there's another castle map that I remember in the DA the dam challenge. It was a huge castle, had a great roof, had great windows. It really looked awesome. However, but the design for this is just like way different. It's all Gothic. It's a bit more Roman or Greek in the sense that it's like an open air building. And I kind of wanted this design because this building's very communal. It is the center of the campus, and it is the integral part to where everybody comes for everything almost. And then all the other amenities are on the outside around it. So I wanted this building to be, you know, immersed in magic, but also very open air. So you see, I did this very large open hallway. It's just empty space. This is just, you know, something that the space can be filled with events and stuff. It's a large grand hallway. I think I eventually want to do some legitimate photos. I had these as placeholders. But I mean, it's the third full map, so it doesn't really matter too much. But let's make roads. Let's make a road. New map. Let's decide what type of road we're gonna make. There we go, desktop. Let's see. Cave Road, Dwarven Tunnel, the Fey Road, Underdark. I have a lot of underground roads that I need to do. The Snowblind. What do you think, Ricky? We have some options here. Hey, what's up, Juan? Okay, so the options we have right now today are cave, dwarven tunnel, which would be like a cave with supports and very like maybe a very clean underground tunnel even with like stonework. Fey should just be a Fey wilderness. Snowblind, which would just be like an obscure snowed map. Maybe very Arctic tundra, because you can make like a forest be snow, but I want to make this like you're you're up in the mountains like way. And then the Underdark. I just finished the swamp. I've already done sewer. Or maybe you can come at me with a new idea. Maybe there's an idea you got for a road that you think would be like think a biome or a setting or a scenery place where like that would require a road. So like for example, I have the desert, I have the jungle, I have a meadow, I have a mountain forest, I have just a regular forest. What do you think, Juan John? Are you in? Are you out? I know you said you got to lurk, you probably got to work, but someone give me some direction here. An inn on a road between towns where people stop. Um, yeah, I think that's viable. It's kind of outside the scope of the project that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to stay organized and keep it confined to just regular roads. And then once I have a package of these roads, I can then add another package of, say, roads with taverns on them, roads with camping sites on them, roads with So I don't want to do necessarily a tavern yet. It's a scenic build. Let me show you. Let me open one so you can see what the project is. So let's say the jungle. So this is the map. It's a 20 by 20 map with a straight road on it. This is it. So think of another scene like Flowery Meadow or anything like that. But very much in the ballpark of moving forward is, like, hey, bada bing, like I can just take these maps and then use them later to add to them and add aesthetic, right? And then I can have maybe the same tavern that I can just place on each one of these roads, or maybe I could style them a bit different for each scene too, even. I think that's a great idea for like a next step in the project. But right now, I want to focus on a road. Let's do a road. So I think I'm gonna do. You know what I really like seeing Mac doing the other day was, um, you got to get on that, Ricky. You got to get on that. These maps take hours. They take man powers. We're gonna do a 20 by 220, 20 by 20. Snow, flat, no veg, snow, no water. Room placement down low because it doesn't matter. Dang it, I lost it. I really liked the map that Mac was working on, which had snow on it, and he was using the rocks to kind of create like a cliffy mountainside. And with the snow, it looks really good because the snow covers the top of the rock. So first things first is we got to count our road, make sure it's in the middle. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And before, one of the things I want to make sure on this project is that all the roads are in the exact same spot. So they all look the same because this project is twofold. Not only is it a project for Dungeon Masters, but it's a project for me to market my stuff. So I'm gonna make a little TikTok reel of all these maps interchanging and flipping out. So it'll look almost like a flipbook effect of different roads. Okay, file, save as, Snowblind. Snow Straight Road. File open. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 8, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 9, 8, and 9. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 8. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Nice, perfect. Okay. And we're back. And now we can get to work. Okay. So I want this to feel. What do I want this to feel? Maybe the approach of a mountain. the gully of a valley in between two. Maybe it's a dried riverbed of sorts. One thing I gotta stop doing is typing things in. It's much better to just go into the. I just gotta become familiar with the different tabs. Like I am, but I'm not. I just like I'm lazy sometimes. I'm like I don't want to tab through. I want to just. Yeah, I want to also make sure that the maps look square and even, so I might have to do some cheesery with some stones to make it have 90-degree angles. But we here for it. We here for it. Hmm. I'm really just playing around right now. I don't know how I want this to look. Yeah, maybe it's the beginning of a mountain. I like that idea. Hey, there's Mac, the Dungeon Alchemist. All my numbers are coming in on the levels just fine, so I think I'm sounding all right. I am excited that I can get my second sound setup going eventually. I'm not gonna set it up now, but my sound bar's fixed, so therefore I can go back to the mic that's on my camera here, and then I can take the headset off. Well, I don't want it to be necessarily snow right now. I'm just kind of trying to get like a mountain rock thing going on, and then we can come in and we'll definitely do some snow build-ups with some chunkiness. Yeah, I think that was my first intention. Maybe like to do at the beginning of some mountain. Maybe lower all these are pretty high, I think, right now too. But yeah, you're a little late. I had you know how Dungeon Alchemist opens the map that whatever you're working on last. So I had my college map on there, and I was starting to put the roof on. So I had showed a little sneak peek of the roof on that build that I was doing. But no matter. How was the walk? Stretch the legs. I also very much might put like some trees up here. I think this needs to come. We need to do something like this almost. Yeah, hey. You gotta get out there sooner. I know you're late because of me. You're helping me. Another idea I can use here is terrain raising. Oh, that's quick. That's fast. What do you do? What do you do? And I kind of do like, so like a lot of times I'll just like integrating the both. You know, like the terrain in general just has a different look to it than other assets do. It's not as rigid. So it's like it makes a very nice like snow pile in my opinion, or like pile of dirt. It does sediment very well, which is like the idea I was saying when we were talking about like alternative methods to have snow be used in this program. Like this, the terrain tool as it functions currently, like drags and pulls everything almost like a smudge tool. Everything is grabbed and dragged, right? Imagine if it was the same concept, but instead of grabbing and dragging and smudging, it's just like dropping sand on top. You know, so it's the same effect of it would land and pile up, and perhaps you could get a smaller effect too. But I think I don't know how that would play with the assets, with stuff going on top of assets like that. Um, so I don't understand the codes and how things interact and such, but that's kind of how I envision it. And if at all possible, like if you could just put some snow onto desks and onto the tops of buildings and other things, specifically where you want it, as opposed to having the whole thing get blanketed. I think we were discussing. Um, let's see. Then the last was the Q&A session. The last one there. But I think that the biggest takeaway from that Q&A, in my opinion, was that the devs are very in tune to our needs, or at least our wants, and our desires, and what we see with the program, and they're definitely taking that into consideration, and they want to kind of find the tools, and they have some of the same ideas. Like, it was very comforting to talk to Quentin and see his perspective on things and where they thought the direction DA is going, and it's just very reassuring in that sense. But you see, like right here, look how good that looks. Let me get rid of the grid, and maybe even we'll hit it with a smooth. Oh yeah, like the snow over here looks good, but this has this clean whiteness to it. And I don't think that's a bad thing that these are alternating colors. When I first started using the program, I was a little put off that there's a lot of mismatched color. But as I use the program a bit more and start making maps a bit more, like, you wouldn't see this as well if it was the same color as this. If you didn't have an alternative tone of white, a lot of your features would get lost in this two-dimensional pulled back version of how you actually present the map, and that comes true with like doors and stuff, like door jams. A lot of times I'll intentionally use a darker color on a door jam as opposed to the color of the wall, because I want you to know that there's a door there. I want you to be able to see that very easily, right? I don't want it to be hidden in the wall. It's not a secret door. Your player would be able to see it, but your player is always looking at a two-dimensional view, right? So there's ways that you can use it to your advantage. I wouldn't necessarily call it like a workaround or anything. Here we are. And I just want to do maybe like a big bluff of snow right here. No, it's the wrong button. There we go. Here's another thing that we'll show you. So this is a Caretographer trick. This is a workaround. But the smooth brush is a 360 brush. Yes, everything is working perfectly. So the 360 brush is always going to pull on the side here, which is something that always bothers me, because if I'm going to have a clean edge, I want the edge to be convincing. I want it to look like the map keeps going, right? So fix this back up a bit. And then we'll come back with our smooth. And so all we're doing is just giving it more girth, width to the edge here, so that the smooth brush doesn't try to like cut it down. And then we take this and we're 3 off, we'll go 3 back. And now look, it's a nice clean slope. So that's something that I would love to see just as a function, as a tool, which is a clean slope maker. And I would love to see a terrace making tool so that we don't have to do all the hand cutting by ourselves. It's a lot. It's very time consuming, or can be. And I think back to like Roller Coaster Tycoon, where like they had the slope design thing for the ground as well. So I think it's a very simple application that could be created into a tool. I think it's feasible. And this is always as weird to me. I guess maybe those ones I never moved up and down like that. So that's, I do know that that is a thing where if you move it up and down, it gives it some more freedom when you start dragging the terrain around below it. Yeah. Okay, so this is me with and me not knowing how computers and stuffs works. So I guess that's fair, right? Like I'm only so privy to the codes. What's up, Lo? How you doing, my friend? Good to see ya. Thanks for the lurk. Appreciate you as always. I mean, I think that game was definitely iconic. Um, Definitely iconic. Nice. It's very easy to acquire free, not illegally. Like I think Epic Games released it. It's definitely around. It's available. Yeah, so I really don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just playing around. This is like a lot of times the maps can go quick or fast, solely based off of, how well I can make up what I'm doing. I think I want to go grab that rock. I always like using that rock. It's so slopey that it just like it belongs. I guess any of the roller coaster tycoons, really. See if I can match that edge there. Like I like how see how you can match edges like that, and just kind of it just makes things fit so nice. There we are. Just trying to give it some rocketness. And these rocks I really love because the slope matches in and it cuts into itself so well that you can like mash them and mush them together. And when you're doing it on snow, it makes the hiding of it so much easier as well. So very enjoyable. Make that a bit better. I always try to find like its own side of the rock. That's I make the joke. How many times can you make one asset look different? You know, how many ways can we take the single toilet and make it look indifferent? You know, like whatever the asset is at the time. But I make the joke because the answer is several, a lot. You know, you can make one thing look like a lot of things. We'll see you, Mac. As always, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Talk soon. Yeah, with collision toggles off all the time, you can do so much stuff. I think this deserves to be filled with a rock. Maybe it deserves to be filled with a few rocks. Looks good from the top. It also looks good from above. All right. So I'll fill this in a bit. Well, what are you doing, Ricky? Make maps with me, my friend. You said you gotta get that map done. We're making maps. Okay, so I like this. They can scamper up this snow here. They can scamper up this rock wall here. Everything's kind of building up. And like all these spots right here, you know, just like fill them up, the cracks up with snow. And then come back with just like a quick smooth tap. Just tap, tap, tap. And I tell you, if you want it to look really like snow blindy, like if you like actually had like a buildup of the snow, go ahead and just leave it rounded. Leave it mounded like that. A mound of snow looks so good. Like watch, we'll do it right here. Just like that. That's it. You can even come and flatten around it a little bit just to give it some definition. There's a pile of snow. That's it. Such a good feature. There's like I love the tools that we have. Like I wouldn't want to see like the smooth brush get replaced because I want a slope brush, you know. Like it's not to say that this brush is bad in any manner, you know. This looks exactly like I want it to look like. This looks so good. Maybe some trees up here. Maybe the illusion that this goes higher in some regard. But not even. I like leaving it flat because then if it's flat, it's very easy to have the next level be there too. So let's do the other side. Now the trick here, the crux here is to make this side look the same but different. So I think we're going to start with, we're going to come over, we're going to try and match it, but then we're just going to off-center it a little bit. And so that's very much my point with like the tool, like a granular dropping tool, like a sand tool, you could call it, whatever you want to call it. A drop terrain tool. But like if you could like just like click click on all these spots and just drop it on top. Or even conversely, maybe it's like like you said, maybe it emulates the wind, right? So as opposed to the direction of the assets or pixels, the direction of the pixels being dropped down, right? Instead of that, it could be being dropped this way, at a horizontal. So it kind of throws them this way. There's you can definitely design tools like that. I've seen tools in like if you've ever worked with like ZBrush or if you ever worked with any type of like modeling program. Like there are interesting tools that are unorthodox, right? So I think it's feasible in some extent. How much work it's going to be? Do they have the time to, the dev space to kind of designate that work to be done? They do have other promises that need to be kept and other things that need to be done as well. So, but as I was saying, like the chit chat we had with the dev was awesome because it's like they do want to make these tools. They do want to make all this other stuff that we talk about. Um, yeah, well, I mean, it would be a tool in the sense of it would be used as one, right? But it would be a tool with an effect on it, right? It would have a blowing effect, a winding effect, a directional, and like you could even like let's take it a step further. What if you could choose? Like, what if there was like you could choose this way, you could choose diagonal, you could choose up, like you could choose which way like your assets or your pixels are coming in. Like it's very possible to come up with something like that. Now, how it interacts with everything else, and is that a feasible? Um, then that is up to for debate. I think this one I want to move this back a little bit. Let's raise terrain. I know what the idea is I want to do for this. Yeah, and that's like I've seen similar tools in different programs, right? So I think there's a world. And same thing, pull it out. So when you smooth it down, so when you use the smooth brush, so again, when you use the smooth brush, you see me mouse over, I click it. It's not registering the click. It's them, not me. Okay, let's bring her back. Chops it nice. It just looks good when you have that clean edge. And it's like, I mean, it's just, I guess it's preferred artistic design. I like things to be clean. I think the suspension of reality is better when it's clean. It looks like this can be connected to something else. It looks like this goes on. Like the map doesn't end here. Nice. That would be actually a very nice tool, right? A piles of leaves or a leaf dropping tool, some fashion. Okay. Do da 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 da. Huh. Um. Let's just do train here. Hmm. Maybe that. Then I can just come cover that up, the seam up. No thanks, Michelle. Let's see. Okay. Don't like that. That's all. I delete so much stuff because of it. I wonder if I could do this. I don't know why that deletes so much stuff now. I guess it's just that one piece. There's another way to slope on the corner of the map. That's fine. I'll stop worrying about it. I guess I don't really like that. I don't like that. I want it to be the same as over here. 2.5, 1, 2.5. Let's give some shape to the side of the mountains. So it's not all the same. Ooh, I liked it where it was. Let's see, we gotta do some rocks in here. Something like that. Hmm. No! Overlap! Rocks are nice. some texture that nobody can see. Let's see. This is pretty much there. Let me flatten the room height, which is why we make these at water level, so I can come and do these. The snow, this needs to be dug out a little bit. So there's that. Okay, and let's say when we get up here, it starts to. No, not sunny mode. Mappy mode. Let's give it some more definition. Okay. Put back the same thing here. It would be dry dirt. So here's a new trick that I learned, everybody. Check it out. So if I didn't catch that, I just click where I want my mouse to be, and then I use WASD or the arrow keys to move the map for me underneath it, and you get a very clean line. Needs a couple editorials here, just a couple taps. Very nice feature that also makes it very easy to stay. We get, sometimes you get those chunks. Yeah, most importantly, what this does is it doesn't make gaps. I say that as it makes a gap, but it gets rid of that whole gappy thing that normally happens when I brush a lot. Okay. Okay. Oh, uh-oh. I don't like that. Well, why don't we just give it a little unevenness then? Let's go about smoothing it first. Aish. There we go, that's a bit better. Perfect. Oh, undo. Gorgeous. And that's almost a road. I found a new trick with the hazel trees. You can put the hazel trees inside the dead trees. They look really good. And it kind of almost looks like a tree that's like has some life but has lost some life, right? I feel like it's missing something. Smell hungry. I'm the hungry one. I took some of these same features, made them smaller down here. $20 by $20. I feel like that's good. Save. I don't like that these are the same. All right. 20 by 20. Snow done. Skelly Plain did that. Jungle Grass did it. Did it. Caves. So I just, yeah, okay, cool. I'll do the Fae next. Oh, no, no, no. Undo. Because we can just leave the dense veg. Just let it be the map, I guess. That was my goal, is I wanted to not spend too much time on these maps. I wanted to try to use the 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I wanted to try to use not the auto features, but just like the intended purpose of the DA as much as I could. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 8, 9. This one, and then. This is my fader. Really is my new favorite trick, man. I used to have to do so many clicks and so much stuff to try to get it to get anything to look straight. Like honestly, like I could just say this is done. It's effectively essentially done. I'm gonna see what I see out of it and turn it into something. So give it some battleness. It's like I see a little path that cuts through here. I want to make that a path for real. A little path that cuts around this rock. Maybe we want to do that too. Maybe we just go here. I guess the idea of several paths running off the one path. Why? I don't necessarily know. I wonder. Alright, terrain. Well, maybe we do just cover it. Hmm. Hmm. Let's see. Rocks. There we are. Okay. There we are. Hmm. I do not like that at all. Let's see. Yeah, same effect, but now it looks like it fits. Um. There we are. Etch the road in a bit. Tools. Glowing mushrooms. Oh, I just go to trees. I don't really need that brush. Let's try and do the corners of this map. I'm very happy with what they've given me to work with here, as I've really just kind of just done the scenery here. There's enough to go off of. And this is very aesthetically pleasing. I have several paths that hide away. On the backs of some ferns. Just trying to just fill up any space. And let's get some of these blue trees up here. That's a Fey map road there. You can tuck off this way, hide in the shrubs, a little clearing here. Do we want a mushroom circle here? Yeah, I just gotta do it myself. I don't think I like it. I think that's done. Let's see. Oh God. Bada bang. Alright, that's 2 banged out. Pretty quick. It's just me and my thoughts, so I'll post the VOD. Like, if you like my stuff, I'll be streaming next week. Now I got everything back online. Currently no D&D games, no vampire games right now. Sad, sad. I wish I was role playing, but we're taking a summer siesta. That's all it is. So, take care, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you as always. Peace.